Alright guys, we're here again with the PARROT BEBOP Power, the latest iteration of the PARROT BEBOP 2, actually BEBOP 2 Power. This one has the one with the higher capacity battery and it's a different color, and it also comes with these FPV goggles and the Sky Controller 2. You may have seen my unboxing, setup, and flight test. If you haven't, check out the links in the description. I'll have those in there. This thing also comes with a goggle box that you can put your phone in. I've got a phone right here in my pocket. You put your phone in here for goggle FPV with your phone, and you plug your phone into the controller and you can have FPV. I have not even tested these out yet, so this is going to be my first time. You see how it still has the plastic on the eyepieces here. So this is going to be a range test actually, as well as an FPV test. And I think in this one I have 2 batteries today, so I think in this one I'm also going to do, I think I missed in the flight test, I missed the Waypoint function, the flight plan. I didn't do any flight plan testing at the park, so I'll just pop a few points and try the flight plan too, see how that works. Anyway, let's get everything booted up and get started with the BEBOP 2 Power range goggle and flight plan test. Okay guys, so kind of a failed attempt with the VR goggles. I'm just going to go ahead and go with the iPad here, just because it was kind of difficult to connect with it and the cable kept disconnecting and then it would like crash the application. So still a little bit cumbersome with the goggles. I couldn't find like a Wi-Fi way to hook up my phone directly to the controller, so there's no cable connected. So we're just going to do the flight test, range test rather, with the iPad, and I'll go ahead and record this screen on here for you. So we'll start up the recording right now so you can see what's going on, and let's go right into fly and film. Okay, so we got 99% power, we got good GPS on everything, so let's go ahead and take off here. And automatically starts recording. Got to remember that, so you don't accidentally stop the recording when you launch. It looks like we're right above the clouds, so this should be a pretty clear flight. So I believe I'm in sport mode, so I'm just going to go up a ways and just start flying out. And I'll have the iPad screen and also the BEBOP video up. This is going to be a really beautiful flight. There we go. So what am I? I'm up at 120 feet. Let me bring it up to about 150 from my launch point. So we're clear of everything. We got the best reception. Let's just see how far we can get. Nice. So tilting the camera up, you can see how I still have pitch control in the camera. Let's go down so we can kind of see the trees. Nice. So it looks like we're going at 56 feet per second. At a good clip, and we're maintaining 150 feet of height. So I don't have the pitch all the way forward because I don't want to fly super fast. I guess we could, but this is kind of a range test. I'm guessing it's going to drop out at about a little over 1 mile possibly. We are at a half mile. You see there on the bottom left we have 0.6, 0.7 miles. And so far no video dropouts. It's still looking pretty good. Just a beautiful view here on Haleakala Mountain on Maui. Just beautiful. So I'm just about 3/4 pitch all the way forward on my right stick. We're at 0.8 miles. Oh, a little bit of a hiccup there. 0.9 miles. 1 mile. So we're at 1 mile. Just flying straight out. Probably want to hold the controller down a little bit. Oh, it looks like our 1 mile ran into red. And yeah, I still got pitch control. You can see me controlling the gimbal. So I still got pitch control. You can see me controlling the gimbal. And we're at 1.1 mile. We're going at 20 feet per second, 1.2 miles. Let's just see how far we can get, just straight ahead. I'll have that 1080 high definition video up on the screen for you guys so you can see that. Beautiful sunset here. Look at those 2 layers of clouds there. We're flying right in between. Just staying 150 feet up from our launch position. Let's go ahead and check the ground again. 1.3 miles. That's what we're flying over. Countryside, really rural area here. Not much of anything going on. Nice. Still have pitch control on the gimbal. 1.4 miles. I'm assuming right around 1.5, but maybe a little more. This is where you're gonna kind of want to position your controller correctly. You can see on the bottom left on that map, you can see how the drone is within that cone. Getting a little bit shaky connection here. It looks like it's possibly dropping in and out. And I still have pitch control, but the video is getting a little bit weird. I think the connection is kind of dropping in out. 1.6 miles. You can see it, video kind of shaking because it looks like the drone is kind of starting and stopping, kind of losing connection. I'm still pushing the stick forward and we're still going slow. I just want to see just how far we can get. I'm full pitch forward now. Just trying to get a little bit more range out of it. 1.7 miles, 79% battery power. And I'm just trying to keep that antenna directly perpendicular to the drone, facing it as much as possible. Oh, okay, so not connected. We lost all video at 1.7 miles. So what the drone should do now is go into return to home and fly on back. And we will be able to see how fast it's flying. So this is pretty cool. You see, if we go into our map, we'll have that pop up on the screen. So over here is the last known position of it. So you see it there in the red. I'm going to zoom in. So that's 1.7 miles from me there in the blue icon. Pretty cool. So still no signal. We're just waiting for a reconnect. And the thing about this one is it seems like it needs to come back and be a little closer until it reconnects. Something about the orientation of the antennas and stuff. So still no connection. We're gonna try to just wait. All we can do is pretty much wait until it pops back into connection. Pretty confident in this one. Done it a few times of disconnection, return to home, and it does come back on disconnection, no problem. So what I'm going to do is, just in case for some reason it's oh there we go. Okay, I was going to hit return to home, but it's already in return to home. It popped back in at 1.2 miles. You can see that we regained connection, and it's just flying back, no problem. 26 feet per second, flying on back, and I can still use my pitch of my camera up and down. Let's go all the way down, just get a view of the forest there. So that's how fast 26 feet per second looks if you're going straight down, looking straight down at it. Pick the camera back up. Nice. So there we are. So I'm going to be right on that grassy knoll there, just aiming at it. I'm not touching anything except the gimbal pitch. So it's still recording, and we'll have that high def video up on the screen, see how the drone video looks, and also this iPad, so you can see what I'm seeing through the whole flight. So not bad. 1.7 I think was our limit. So that's actually more than advertised, but keep in mind this is pretty much a barren area, so you will get usually more range than it's advertised when there's no interference. Like if you were to try this in an urban area, in a neighborhood, gosh, I think I only got like 1,400 feet down where I live across the street at the park where I did my first park flight. So keep that in mind. Huge difference on Wi-Fi and all kinds of interference depending on the area you're in. Huge difference. So we're just going to let this thing come in, and then we'll let it do a auto return to home landing and just see how close it gets to the H there. A couple of the other landings, one of them was pretty far away, like 6-7 feet. So hopefully this one is a little closer. But with these range tests, they usually get further away the farther you go. So we'll see how this works. So coming in, we are still 53 feet high. It looks like it maintained its height really good. And we are 2,000, just coming on 2,000 feet away. And coming in at 26 feet per second. So it looks like it's really maintaining its speed perfectly. And check this out, on the left down there, on our little compass and map, mini map, you can see which way the drone is facing with its blue. Actually, that's which way I'm facing. See, as I turn left and right, my blue antenna signal array is moving, and then you can see which way the drone is facing by the green, the drone's green array. So I think that's a really awesome feature that I hope more drones can actually incorporate in their maps, just so you know which way you're facing and which way the controller's facing. And the reason for that is this controller has a compass in it, so it knows where true north is. You know what I mean? Cool, so there we are, coming into the landing zone. And if your EV value, your exposure value is too high, you can always roll the left roll, or the right roller, sorry, to the left, and that'll make it darker. Rolling to the right makes it brighter. So wow, we still have 57% power left, guys. So the limit is 1.7 miles, but it definitely has a lot of flight time. 27 minutes, 27 and a half minutes is what I tested the one at the park when I did the park test on this. Let's go ahead and face the camera down real quick. Now this one's a little sketchy. It comes down pretty fast on its final descent, which I don't really like, so I might cancel it. Okay, so there we go. That time it worked. At the park, I don't know what the deal was, but 2 times it just went boom and hit the ground and then picked itself up. So that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to sense the ground kind of and stop at that height before you return to home. But you can see that it was quite a bit off. Let's see how far off that is. 1, 2. Yeah, so just about 7 feet off. So keep that in mind with this one. You don't get the precision right on top of the launch point landing that you do with like some DJI and some other drones. At least with this one here I have. You know what we'll do is instead of landing now, we'll do a quick little flight plan. So actually let me plan a flight plan, and then we'll just do a quick little flight plan. So I'm gonna get right over the H and hit landing. And there we go, so it powers off, and then the recording actually stops automatically, so you don't have to worry about that recording eating away. So we'll go back here real quick. We'll go into a flight plan. And what we want to do is a new one. New. I don't need to save it. No saving that. The older one, we want to do Bebop 2 here. I'll have this up on the screen. And we want to center on us up here. We're not at that park anymore. Cool. So it has our location perfectly right there. So that's great. And as far as north goes, okay, so it's showing me, you see how it's showing the blue? So it is corresponding to which way I'm facing. So I'm going downhill this way. So I should have a really good flight plan if I just stay that side. I might run into the mountain if I go up that way. So we'll do a really quick one here. We'll make it go just a few waypoints. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just make it kind of fly all over the place. And then we'll make this one over here go up to 100 feet. Okay. And so it is going to face whichever way the drone's facing. And you see how it stays at 100 feet until I change the altitude. So I'll keep it at 100 feet and then just come right overhead, right here at 100 feet. And then make one more, maybe right over there, down from us. And we'll bring this one down back to 10 feet. Okay, or 11 feet. We could also do a point of interest. So maybe what we'll do is we'll go, if I go back, okay, you see how it took away the waypoints there? So what we could do is we could do a point of interest here at 100 feet. Let's click and hold here. And insert, nope. What do we want to do? I want to try a point of interest if I can. There we go, point of interest. And we'll pick that up. And this is where you're adjusting which points and how high you want the point of interest to be. So we'll do 10 feet right there. Okay. So what that'll do is each point of interest, if you click on it, you see that? So it's telling that one to turn that way and catch that point of interest, that one too, and that one too, until it gets to the third or fourth waypoint, and then it will face in that direction. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and just press play up here at the top, pushing play, and it automatically launches and everything. And it should be recording its should be recording the video as well. Let's go in and make sure of that. Yep. So I just step back into video mode, and you see how it's keeping that point of interest that I recorded for those 4 waypoints, and I can see it on its flight plan path. It's doing really good. And so at any time I can also take over control, and if it's going to possibly hit something, I can throttle it up and it will cancel the flight plan. Okay, so what's it doing? So it already basically hit all of its waypoints that it needed to do the point of interest, and now it's just flying forward. Let's click back into just regular mode, and so now it's just automatically flying. Let me see if I can adjust. Yeah, so while it's doing this, I can still adjust the gimbal. That's great. You know, if something was wrong where it wasn't, the shot wasn't where I wanted it, I can manually adjust that gimbal and it will continue on its flight plan. That's a great feature. So not touching the sticks at all, it's just doing this on its own according to what was programmed in. And since I didn't pre-program any camera angles, you can do camera angles between waypoints. You can automatically program them. Since I didn't, it's just defaulting straight unless I tilt the camera manually. So it's doing really good. I want to make sure I'm just watching it just in case there's a height discrepancy. Should be coming into its last couple waypoints here, and that was it. So there we go. So it completed its mission. You see that? So apparently they're all gone. So it just totally just got out of the mission since it was all done. Cool, guys. Well, I think that's gonna do it. Let's do let's just fly away over here real quick and then do one more return to home. This thing does book pretty fast. Wow. 59 feet per second was the maximum I could get there. So pretty darn quick. 32% power. I'm just gonna go right around here and then we'll do a return to home. Just wanted you guys to see what the camera looks like when you're flying this fast. I'm full throttle forward, and I think the inclination is like 30 degree You can max it out at 35, so it'll even go faster. But then the camera starts to get a little wobbly. So there's a lavender farm there, really pretty. I'm gonna stop here and let's go ahead and try to take a picture if we can. So we can't, or can we? Let's try B. Okay, yeah, we did take a couple of pictures, I believe. Just stop the video. I just want to take a couple of shots. Let's try that again. So pressing A. Well, I'm hoping that's taking photos. I'm going to press B on the controller, and that's recording again. So let's go ahead and return to home, pressing the home up there. And it should just turn towards us. Start heading home. Pick up the camera. This is where we're flying. Beautiful spot. Real beautiful out here today. So let's let this thing come home. We've got 26% power left. Should be no problem getting home. So a great drone if you're only flying about less than 2 miles of range in the country. Remember, like I said, in an urban area, you're only going to get about probably less than 2,000 feet. Cool, so coming on back. Should be recording so you guys can see the camera and stuff. Let me get the exposure. I got my glasses on, so it's kind of hard to see, but I guess that's a pretty good exposure. Looks pretty good. Take these sunglasses off. Alright, so looking good. Should be just overhead. It's 100 feet high. Point this camera all the way down. Let's see where it tries to land this time. Wow, it looks like it's targeting right on the hood of my car. Well, it's kind of fixing itself a little as it comes down. Hopefully it stops. Yeah, okay, good. So I don't know what the deal was at the park, man. But apparently maybe the sun in the grass was messing it up. Who knows? It's doing really good now. It just stops right there. And there we go. Well, there's the Hawaiian sunset, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Let's land it here and let's kind of talk about our range test. Just hovering right over. There's no wind right now, so it's perfect. And I'm just gonna hit land. Just lands and stops recording right away. Awesome. All right, cool. So let's quickly just talk about a little bit of the range test we did. So 1.7 miles, not bad. That's kind of what I was getting for the Parrot Disco, and in the Parrot Bebop 2 original, I should say I got like, I want to say maybe around the same. I flew from Wailea to trying to get to Molokini, and it was about, I want to say about the same, 1.7 to 2 miles. So this isn't gonna, you know, compete with the range and the video quality of something like, you know, some of the more advanced and more expensive DJI drones, but I mean, it definitely has its own. It has some good features like the Waypoint stuff. The return to home works really good. I am really loving that compass in the controller, so you know which way your controller's facing compared to where the drone is. I really love that feature. I know I'm saying that again, but really cool feature. You know, guys, there's the range test. 1.7 miles until disconnect in the country here. Not really any interference, maybe a couple cell phones around, but that's it. I'll have had the video up on the screen, the iPad recorded, and I hope you enjoy the Parrot Bebop 2 Power range test with the iPad Air. And that was informative for you. Again, links in the description where you guys can check this stuff out. Still a pretty great drone. I just think Parrot needs to update its camera to really be competitive in this market. So hopefully they can do that in the next generation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.